What is going on, guys? Raiouza, the Lair of the Dragon Lord's deck profile. So, Lair of the Dragon Lords, because Lair of Darkness field spell as the focus, and then we have two lords that are dragons. So, title's pretty fitting. This is going to be a 41 card, working just fine. I tried 45, too many filler cards were in the deck. I had to take them out. We have a really good number right now. It's just consistently enough. It's been working triple Darkest Diabolos Lord of the Lair. So, pretty much the ace monster of the deck. Or at least the first ace of the deck. When you tribute one of your dark monsters, you can special summon them from your hand or grave, and it's a once per turn thing. And then his other effect is also a dark monster. To get rid of a card from your opponent's hand, they put it to the top or the bottom of the deck. Now, problem for you if they return something like a Garnet or their Prediplant for Darlington Cobra, because then they have those pieces for the next turn. But then again, it's actually not that big of a amount of disruption this deck can do. So like, you can special summon your monsters on your opponent's turn and use their effects to get rid of your opponent's stuff as they're using them to interrupt their plays. So Darkest Diablo is really good, and plus he's a level 8, which really matters because we are running the Galaxy Eyes package and Heretic Sun Dragon Overlord Heliopolis, which are really powerful in this deck. So then we have next the other ace in the deck, Felgrand, the Divine Dragon Lord Felgrand. He's also a level 8, which helps us bring out those really strong siege monsters. And plus, he has removal, which activates whenever he's summoned. So, if we use the front and bring out Felgrand on the opponent's turn, we can use his banish effect for removal during their turn, which is really good. And then, not only that, he gains 100 attack points for the amount of levels of the banished monster. And plus, when he destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can special summon one monster from your graveyard, from actually either graveyard. It just says you can target a level 7 or 8 dragon monster in the graveyard, except for Divine. Now, I didn't know someone from the opponent's grave until it hit and I was versing a dragon deck. I thought that was just freaking stupid, but funny at the same time. I absolutely loved it. So Felgrand has more usefulness than I thought. If you're against another dragon user, they better just scoop now and then. This helps us bring out our boss. Usually first turn, you really don't have that many plays, so usually the ideal first turn play is to activate Dragon Ravine to dump your Diabolos or your Archbrave to send the other one of the two to the graveyard, and then use Archbrave's effect to special summon out Diabolos during your opponent's standby phase. This way you just have a nice big beast stick sitting on the field, and that you can't get any direct attacks. Archbrave special summon from the grave. You can banish all of your opponent's continuous spells and traps on the and gains 200 attack for each. I actually used this against a Dark Magician player, and it devastated them. They had 4 continuous spells and traps on the field, and I completely wiped them off the field. So Archbrave is really fun to use, and really solid, along with the other great boss monsters in this deck. So next we have the main piece of the deck, the card that makes this deck. So many people underestimate this card, so many people regret it. So respect this card or regret him. So Paladin of Felgrand, when he's normal or special summoned, you can attach a level 7 or 8 dragon type monster from your hand or deck to him. And while he's equipped with something, he's unaffected by opponent's monster effects. Really, really good. And then the main reason that we use him, you can tribute this card and one other monster to special summon the level 7 or 8 dragon type monster in your grave. Now, when you have Lair of Darkness on field, you can tribute him and your opponent's monster to bring out a boss monster. We have 3 really strong boss monsters we can bring out with him. Now, if your opponent negates his effect, you can still use the cost of the effect. I mean, you can still monster just to get And even then, that still triggers Darkness Diabolos because you tributed one of your dark monsters if you had Lair of Darkness in play. So you're still getting a stronger monster out of it, regardless. So next we have Arima, the Wicked Warden. He's pretty much another terraforming of the deck to search your Lair of Darkness, and plus you use him to tribute himself to dig through your deck and you get to draw another card, and you can trigger off Darkness Diabolos. So that's another first turn thing I'll usually do if I already have the field spell. Dump Diabolos and Archbrave, or something like that, whatever, maybe Felgrand. Then I'll activate Lair of Darkness right after. Tribute Arima to draw a card and special summon Diabolos to the field. That is another first turn play I usually do. So next we have Reinforcement of the Army, aka Rhoda. We use it to search out our Paladin, just pretty much a fourth copy of him. It's in the deck a little bit. Double Pot of Desires, I was kind of iffy about this, but you know what? You really do want to see your pieces, and just having the extra draw power really helps. I'm kind of upset when that there is the times that you can possibly banish your pieces, but you know what? It's high risk, high reward. So and then we run triple trading because we are running level 8, and we do want to dump these in the grave to see our other pieces of the deck that are important. Dragon Shrine, again, you really want to dump off these dragon monsters to the graveyard so you can recur them later. One Soul Charge, this is actually very debatable. I'm really against the major fact that you just lose your attack phase if you activate this card. So you can probably end up taking this out and maybe run Return of the Dragon Lords or maybe a third Twin Twister. I've only been testing Soul Charge for maybe about 2 days, maybe? 2 or 3 days. Actually, today's Sunday, 4 days actually. So not really sure about this. One reasoning being, you can easily get to your boss monsters, and plus, even if you don't, and they get right and send them to the grave, that helps you regardless, because you can still recur them later with other effects. Triple Terraforming, this is a very field spell reliant deck. You want to see your Dragon Ravine, the Foolish Burial, dump off your dragon monsters to recur them later, of course. Monster Reborn to recur them. Double Twin Twister, it dumps any cards out of your hand to get rid of any pesky spells or traps on your opponent's field. Enemy Controller, just frickin' meme. But really good, actually. If you have Lair of Darkness in play, you can tribute an opponent's monster to take control of an opponent's monster. Really, really fun combo. Lair of Darkness, pretty basic. It just helps you bring out a lot of tokens that you can use for summoning costs or tribute costs off your opponent's field. Dragon Ravine, you want to dump off your dragon monsters to the front to recur your dragon monsters from the grave, and your opponent by special summoning certain monsters like Felgrand and Archbrave. So next, of course, I am running the Galaxy Eyes package for removal, of course, really strong. Tachyon Dragon, I'm actually testing. I haven't actually gone into it yet. You could probably take this out and just run something else. Heliopolis, really good card. You can tribute, or when you have Lair, one of your opponent's monsters to destroy something on their field. It's just so fun to do that. Then we have just some really solid Link 4s. Boral Sword there to maybe do the OTK. Borreload maybe to take an opponent's monster that you can utilize for yourself. Nightmare Unicorn, just a really nice removal card to get rid of cards in your opponent's field. Phoenix, good for getting rid of your opponent's back row. Double Cerberus. Honestly, you could probably go double Phoenix as well. Either one really works. You use them just to pop cards in your opponent's field, each with a different use. Phoenix is for back row, Unicorns on monsters. Here, if you summon enough tokens, you can make a Link Spider, then a Proxy Dragon, and then another Link Spider. That would be 4 tokens, and then you can go ahead and make. Now, the side deck is pretty much just a bunch of hand trap stuff that are very meta relevant right now. It's very much up to the person playing the deck. So, just for extra link reasoning, because Goki's around, I decided to go with triple sphere mode to kind of break their extra link. Triple Ghost, not Ghost Ogre, Ash Blossom, pretty much the best hand trap right now, has so much utility. Triple Infinite Impermanence, this card's very meta relevant right now. I've seen how useful it is in play, and it's actually really solid. Triple, this is evenly matched. Sorry guys, it's just, I get confused when they have a different name on the actual card picture. I'm always, and then forget that the name is different in the text box. Ash, just a really solid removal card if your opponent has more cards than you, which, if you are going second, this will. And Triple Red Reboot, I actually wasn't sure about this card. My X1 mentioned this card a lot in deck profiles, and I took a look into it, and it seems pretty solid actually, and that it's actually a really good option. Now, some options I listed down on a piece of paper to kind of tell you guys is, another thing you can maybe run is Dragon Spirit of White. I tried it in the deck. The problem was I was seeing far too many high-level monsters in my hand, and I just couldn't get rid of them, and they ended up bricking me too much. But I'm here because it is a card that does removal of spells. It banishes them instead of destroying them. And plus, if you shit off the Dragon Shrine, you can then discard another dragon from your deck. So I thought that was a really neat thing. But unfortunately, he just couldn't stay because he was good, but he was just too bricky in hand. Another thing you could have said is Return of the Dragon Lords. We have some really strong boss monsters you can bring back with that card. So, and plus it helps protect them. So you can get rid of maybe your Soul Charge and Reasoning and run Lords or whatever, or copy in the deck and make it a 42 card deck. You could always maybe take out the Soul Charge and maybe run a third Twin Twister. You can try Raiouza Skull Dread. It's actually pretty easy and can generate enough tokens, which, as you saw, to make a Boral Sword Dragon and still be able to bring out Felgrand and Diabolos, which gave me an OTK, which I didn't expect this deck to be able to do at all, which was just fantastic. Another thing you could run is Monster Gate. It is a very good card, but I don't know, I just wasn't seeing enough, and I thought that there was some other cards. And plus, I had plenty of removal the opponent's field anyway, but you can always put that in here. You could run Kaijus because Kaijus tribute to summon themselves, so if you tribute your opponent's monster to summon a Gamma Seal, you are essentially generating more tokens that way as well. And plus, there are some level 8 Kaijus that you can run that you can use trade-in with. I haven't actually tested the Kaijus in here yet, but I might soon after this video, just to see how it works. And plus, it synergizes with Lair of Darkness pretty well. Other hand traps you can run in the deck: Drone Lockbird, Ghost Spell, and Effect Veiler. All the traps are pretty decent, those ones especially. Maybe even Deity Crows you can try. If you do decide to run Effect Veiler, you could always actually run a Chunbara in here, High Speed Ward Chunbara. You can take out the Tachyon Dragon for the one Chunbara if you're running Effect Veiler, because you have Arma, which you can synchro with one Effect Veiler to make that Chunbara, which does enable OTKs. So you know what, that's going to be it for the video, guys. If you want to help support this channel, why not become a Patreon? Anything you give to this channel will contribute so much and help me out a lot. If you don't want to contribute that way, then you could always contribute by sending something on PayPal, or if you just want to send some stuff in to get open on the channel, or maybe send stuff in that'll help me out with finishing some decks that I need, you can message me on any social media that I have. Now, I also have I made another thing if you guys want to do too, but it's more for streaming. But yeah, I will be trying to stream in the future. Hopefully I'll be able to stream on my birthday. That would be something ideal on it. Even if it's not set up perfectly, I still just want to be able to do it. Maybe have some fun with some of you guys. Maybe make some friends. So you know what, that's going to be for this video, guys. Like, comment, subscribe for more awesome content, and I hope to see you awesome people again next